expanding our knowledge of how Java works, and we are going to now talk about access modifiers. We've been using access modifiers for the previous lessons. We probably just didn't spend a lot of time talking about it. Access modifiers are the words like public, and pretty much everything we've been doing has been a public access modifier, which means everything has access to it. We're going to introduce one more concept in code and another one in concept. So right now, the public static void main is a method that needs to be accessible from anywhere because it's the very first method that starts everything up. So we have to have that one public. And the classes need to be public so that we can create various objects of those. But I also created another class in the same project here, and it's a public class Ninja, which means I can create an object of it. But let's go ahead and start talking about another access modifier, and that's the private one. So we're going to have a private, we'll make it string name. So we're going to name our Ninja, and we'll go ahead and give private int age, and let's go ahead and save it just in that case. So right now I have a public class and I have a private string and a private int attribute inside of here. If I go to start, I can go ahead and make an object. I don't have any problem with it. Eclipse isn't giving me any errors right now. Everything looks good. I'm not using it, so Eclipse has a little warning there. But let's go ahead and use Bob, and let's try to access his name. So if I press dot, notice name does not show up in the eligible options in Eclipse. So over in Ninja, I do have name and I do have age, but in start, they're not present. Because what's happened is by making my Ninja have a private name and private age, I only have access to these attributes when I'm within the class of Ninja. So I'm hiding some of the information, and we'll be talking about encapsulation in the future lessons. But for now, private is just giving us a way to kind of mask or hide or ninja, stealth some of the information. If I wanted to get access to that name, I could create a public method called display public void display name, or whatever I wanted to call it. And inside of here, I could just do system.out.println, and we'll just say my Ninja is called, and we can go ahead and print out their name. Now there's another problem that's arising here, and what I have is I've got a private name, but I have no way to access it to even change the name. So over in Start now, if I do my dot, you'll see that I have access to display name, but I still can't set the name. So private's really kind of creating some problems here. So I'm going to have to create another public method to get access to that private one. So we're going to do public, and we're going to do void, and we are going to do give Ninja name. And we're just going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to say name, which we have access to when we're inside the class. We're going to go ahead and call our Ninja Tom. Now we're hard coding this, which means every single Ninja, when I call that method, is going to be Tom. We're going to talk about ways to use what's called getters and setters in future lessons. But for now, we've hidden the information up here, and we're giving access to our public bar. So we come in through public, we get the name, and we display it. We come in through give Ninja name. We use the name to set the name there, which gives us access to it. So let's go ahead and try now to run this. First of all, let's go ahead and try to display the name. So Eclipse is going to allow us to pull up display name. And then we're going to use Bob again. Bob's a busy person. And we're going to give Ninja name. And then we are going to display their name once again. So both of these methods are public, so we can have access to it, but I cannot access those attributes specifically. So if I go ahead and run this now, the very first time, because, go ahead and run that there, my Ninja is called null, my Ninja is called Tom. So if you remember back, when we create attributes up here, they're given default values. I'm not setting the value to anything right now, but Java is giving it a null value. Also, there is an age. So actually, if I go ahead and copy this, there's actually a default age that's showing up, and it's 0. Whoops. Copy, and then we'll go ahead and do that. my ninja is, and we'll do age here, plus years old. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and run this again. So notice it's not, there's no value in age, it's just a 0. So the important lessons here are I've created private attributes which I cannot access directly, and I have to come through the public gateways to get access to those various pieces. So that is access modifiers. There is one other concept which is called protected. When we get into inheritance, we'll talk about what protected means. But for now, the two most common ones you're going to have to understand are public modifiers, which means everyone has access to it from outside the class. Private means only the class has access to those attributes. Okay, we're going to talk about UML next and show you how we can define private and public classes or information.